Hi, I'm Justine Saboo-Kittel, and this is our art show, Love Abound. It's me and my daughter. She's 5.5, and we've been making art together since she is a little baby. Anything that you see at the top of the exhibit is for my art, and then anything on the lower part of the exhibit is Vaya's art. She wanted it to be hung lower so that her friends could view it and it be at their eye level. Some of the pieces we made together and some of them not. So this is like a tribute to my husband and I, the sun and moon energy, him balancing my heat and his cool and calmness. This one is the self-titled piece of the show. It's called Love Abound. This piece was in my mother's house, and I always loved it, and I stole it from her, and now it's in our art room, and the window shines its light inside. And so this is just the reflections of the maternal line of our household, and I'm sure that Vaya will probably take this from me also one day. Catterskill Falls, we hiked when she was around 2.5, and I hiked around into the cove part of the waterfall, and the energetic feeling of it was really like thrilling. They were this tiny in the frame when I was up behind the waterfall. This is just some like dried flower pieces. We love to collect flowers and dry them and then put them into our art, so you'll see a lot of that in the space too. This is Vaya's painting from when she was 2.5, unchanged, because I think it's brilliant. This is something she made more recently alongside me making this, and you could tell the moon echoing. She made this together with me and her Aunt Zara at different times. It took like a little while to create. This is called Into the Fae. It's the original artwork. It has more of a hazy, dreamlike vibe, and then this is the print of the piece, also available. It is a darker tone, but that's how it came out in the printing process. This is the little artist. Can you say hi on Vaya stage? Field and Fields 1 and 2, they're to evoke that feeling of when you're sitting on a blanket in the summer and you're kind of just daydreaming and feeling that warm summer breeze and the little bugs floating around. That's that vibe. This piece, Visions, I have dreams that are kind of clairvoyant. They tell me things that either have happened or are happening. I woke up one morning and said, oh, my sister-in-law is pregnant, and I went to the house on Thanksgiving Day, and she wasn't drinking, and everybody was like, Dana's not drinking, and I said, that's because she's pregnant, and she was like, you're a witch, and yes, I am. This is a Vaya piece and a Vaya piece. She got a little dark and moody, but I love how this was left as like a sun kind of in this dark landscape. Dried flower called Forget Me Not, exactly what it means. My love for my daughter and my family and my mother, that lineage, Forget Me Not. This is a piece called Heartache. It is a long story, but this is the light of the woman holding her only living child, and then the flowers represent the past babies that she has either miscarried, which is what I experienced, a miscarriage, an ectopic, a unviable pregnancy, and then also an abortion. So that's what that's all about. This is called The Painting of Mistakes, and it is designed after this book called The Book of Mistakes. The artist in the book makes mistakes, but then allows them to be, or changes them in a way that makes them work. And Vaya and I were both very inspired by that thought of kind of just allowing things to be. So she put this little sticky guy on there, and it fell in such a way, and she said, Mommy, just leave it. It's perfect. I went into a new realm this time and decided to create some hats. I always loved wearing really cool like designs, and I purchased them from other people, and I decided to do it for myself. Some little catch-alls. This piece I created with my friend Jen. We had like an art day where our daughters created and we created together, and we just allowed the piece to go where it wanted to go. These are some wood cuts, linoleum cuts. This is on a wood block, and they come out looking like this and like that. This is Mermaid. She was created last year, and it was called something different and was a completely different orientation, and then I continued to work on it and pull out what was meaning to be there. But it also has that similar vibe of like longing for something that you can't have. These are some watercolor pieces, a little more realism to show the range of what I do with art. This one is called Speak. It is an elongated neck and representing the separation between heart and mouth for when I get a little bit touched out, tired, anything that a mom of a toddler would feel after a long day being with them. And sometimes my words don't come out as kind as I'd like them to. So this is like a nod to that, trying to calm myself and center myself and regain the ability to speak through kindness and heart. A tribute to my daughter, if you will. This piece is called Our View. It is the sunroom in our studio. This is what we see. And Vaya and I painted this together. She did a lot of the leaves. She picked the leaves that are in there and the bird and the flowers. And then she did all of the white specks on the canvas to create the flowers in the tree. This is her work. One day she just asked me, I want to paint. And honestly, this is what came out, and I thought it was incredible. And it has the feeling of the eye of a storm. There's the little artist herself.
And that is my question.
This is called Bird Song. Thank you. This is Vaya's newer piece. She used paper first and glued all of these things and painted them herself and stuck them on. And it was not salvageable to like keep. So I said, may I paste this onto an old canvas for you that you have painted? And she said, yes, but it's just decoration. So I named it with her, Decoration. Lilies blurred out purposefully just to like kind of have that like zoning out effect. And the same thing with this one. And this is Morph. This is what it looked like in 2021 for our Metamorphosis show. This is what it looked like in 2024 for our In a Daydream show. And it has morphed again into this for 2025. This is Daphne. She is turning into a tree. This is Vaya's favorite piece. It's called Explosive Heart. This is another one of Vaya's newer pieces. She did a very similar thing with creating on paper. The one in the middle was actually at the beach, so it has a ton of sand in it. And a Google eye in the center. And we also, again, pasted it to canvas so that it would be more sustainable. This is the garden and another collection of dried flowers that we go on little walks and pick flowers, or whatever flowers my husband give us, we dry and then put into art. And then this is Vaya's last piece for the show, and I totally think it went to a really awesome place. She used stencils, she used leaves, she used a palette knife, and she just put her heart into that. And I think you could really see it. It's called Experiment. She was actually doing experiments in the classroom with her teacher that day when she came home from school, and she titled it Experiments after her class. So that's the end of the show, and thank you so much.
Ta-da!
Vaya, you want to say bye?